Hi, Karen. Feel better? Do you want to turn the sound off? Turn the sound. Can you turn the? Shalom Aleinu, Shalom Aleinu, Shalom Aleinu, ve'al kulam, Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam, Salam Shalom, Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam, Salam Shalom. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam, Salam Shalom. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam, Salam Shalom. If you're looking for words, it's 83. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. Let's see. Okay, still on. Good to go. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. So I decided to open with Od Yavo Shalom because I have been hearing and listening to a lot of the Jerusalem Youth Choir this week. I've been looking for anything with a little bit of hope. I've been feeling like I'm needing it, and I'm really needing it in the area of like young people and college students. As I'm sure you're seeing, it's been a very hard week for college students Jewish college students on campuses. And I just was like, I know that, sorry, there's a piece of matzah up here. Hold on, please. Not a bit. That's for real. That's because I hid the afikoman under here this week, and I think it just didn't quite get vacuumed. Yeah, so it's been a very hard week, I think, for college students and young people on campuses. And I deeply believe that the young people in our world and Jewish young folks that I get to interact with are the future of Judaism and the future of our people and the future of the world. So I really wanted to remind myself of that. So anyway, I've been listening to the Jerusalem Youth Choir, Jerusalem Youth Chorus, depending on how you translate it, which is a group of Palestinian kids and Jewish Israeli kids and Christian Israeli kids from East and West Jerusalem, and they sing at the Jerusalem YMCA, which they call the Yimka in Israel. It's where I volunteered when I was living there, and but they are doing this work of singing together, and I just found it. So first of all, their harmonies are beautiful. They include Hebrew and Arabic and English in all of their songs, and so I encourage you to check them out. But also, they part of being in this choir is that the young folks are required to do these retreats and basically like weeks of camp where they are together for a full week or whatever, and they are going through this dialogue process. And they talk to each other, and they have these really tough conversations with one another. And one of the kids said something that is just sticking out to me, which is like, you can sit across from somebody who disagrees fundamentally with something that you fundamentally disagree with and still not lose your humanity. And I was like, yeah. So anyway, that's one of the songs they did. We're going to do another one. We're not going to sound like them because, my Arabic is pretty limited, but also because they're so beautiful, so I really encourage you to check them out when you get a chance. We're going to continue welcoming Shabbat this evening with Oziv Zimrad Yah, You Are My Strength, and my song, My Salvation. We're on page 6. Ozi vezimratya vayehili lishua. 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 Becky, you want to light candles this evening? Okay. We're on page 9. We're going to light some Shabbat candles. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Shabbat shalom. Thank you. Shalom Aleichem, welcoming all of the Shabbat, all of the angels, and then sending them on their way. Shalom Aleichem, page 10. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Sharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Sharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Nila Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Nila Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeitzchem l'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Yai-da-da-da-da, yada-da-da-da, yai-da-da-da-da, yai-da-da, yada-da, yada-da-da, yada-da-da-da, yai-da-da-da-da, yada-da-da-da, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. As we continue welcoming Shabbat with songs and psalms, we'll continue with Lecha Dodi on page 14. Lecha Dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekavela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad, Hishmianu לשם ולתפארת ולתחילה, לך דודי לכלכלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לכלכלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה, לך דודי לכלכלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לכלכלה, פני שבת נקבלה, התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, אורי אורי, שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה, לך דודי לכלכלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לכלכלה, פני שבת נקבלה. We rise and face the door as we welcome the Shabbat spirit into our midst. בואי בשלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך דודי לכלכלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לכלכלה, פני שבת לקבלה, יא ני ני ני, 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 יא ני ני ני. As we move into our transition from the beginning of the service of Kabbalat Shabbat into our main part of the evening prayer service, we take a moment for the Chatzi Kaddish, which is on 17. The Chatzi Kaddish, written in Aramaic, which you can tell by all the alepphs involved, and it is a string of words of praise. As always, I will point out that being grateful even in transitional period is something that we strive for, and that is built into our service. Gitgatzal v'kadesh shemei Rabba, be'alma divarach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayetecho be'Yisrael, ba'agala ba'agala uv'izman kari v'imaru amen. Yehi shmei Rabba mevarach le'olam ulal me'amaya yitbarach yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitazar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei dekudesha barichu le'elam min kol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata ta'amiran be'alma ve'imeru amen. I invite you to rise as we continue with Baruch Hu on page 18. As we bless the source of life, so we are blessed. As we bless the source of life, so we are blessed. And our blessings gives us strength and makes our visions clear. And our blessing gives us peace and the courage to dare. As we bless the source of life, so we are blessed. Baruch hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. I invite you to be seated. We're going to continue at the top of page 41, Rabbi Rami Shapiro's Ahavat Olam. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love. We are embraced by arms that find us, even when we are hidden from ourselves. We are touched by fingers that soothe us, even when we are too proud for soothing. We are counseled by voices that guide us, even when we are too embittered to hear. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love. Did I say 41? I meant 21. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love. We are supported by hands that uplift us, even in the midst of a fall. We are urged on by eyes that meet us, even when we are too weak for meeting. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love. I'm good at a lot of things, and numbers has never been one of those things, so I'm sorry. You know, at least 2 and 4 kind of go together, you know what I mean? We're going to continue with Shema. We're going to do the what says in here, singable Shema via Hafta, the Debbie Friedman version. So we're going to sing the Shema in the Hebrew and then the via Hafta in the English. The teaching says that you're supposed to say the via Hafta in the language of your heart. And I think most of the time it's Hebrew, but sometimes it's English. So my heart's trying to be a little trilingual, but, you know, one day at a time. So I invite you to do whatever you would like to do at this moment to get grounded in the words of the Shema, in the oneness that is everything, and that is you, and that is God, and that is divine. You might take a breath. You might put your feet on the floor. You might find another way to put the words in your body, whatever works for you. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod, Shem Kevod, Malchuto, Leolam, Leolam Vaed. And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. And all these words which I command you on this day shall be in your heart. And you shall teach them diligently unto your children. And you shall speak of them when you're sitting in your house, when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise up, and when you rise up. And you shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be for frontlets between your eyes. And you shall write them on the doorposts of your house and upon your gates, and upon your gates, that you may remember and do all of my commandments, and be holy unto your God, unto your God, unto your God. My friends, we've made it. It's the week of Passover, which means Micha Mocha is what's happening. Complicated because the Torah doesn't exactly line up with Passover. It's not the story and the whatever, but it is certainly the story that we've been telling. And if you were here on Tuesday evening, you saw that we even reenacted a little of the walking through the Red Sea that we. The Israelites were so quick that they did not do the last part of their scavenger hunt to find the afikomen. They just found it, but that's fine. They were all under 10, so. But we are going to continue with Micha Mocha, our song for freedom and joy. Yai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai. Micha mocha ba'elim Adonai, Micha mocha ne'edar ba'kodesh, Nora tehilo tosef ele, Nora tehilo tosef ele. Malachutecha ra'u vanecha, Bogei hayam livnei Moshe u'Miriam, Ze'elianu ve'amru, Ze'elianu ve'ameru, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. Yai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai. Continue with Hashkivenu, our prayer for peace and a shelter of peace, and letting us lie down in peace and rising up in the morning to a life renewed. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Oh, guide my steps and help me find my way. I need your shelter now. So rock me in your arms and guide my steps, and help me make this day a song of praise to you. So rock me in your arms and guide my steps. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom shomreinu lechaim. I am at the top of page 29. Gratefulness. To pray is to regain a sense of the mystery that animates all beings, the divine margin in all attainments. Prayer is our humble answer to the inconceivable surprise of living. It is all we can offer in return for the mystery by which we live. How strange we are in the world and how presumptuous our doings. Only one response can maintain us. Gratefulness for witnessing the wonder, for the gift of our unearned right to serve, to adore, and to fulfill. It is gratefulness which makes the soul great. Please rise and join me. We are on page 51 for Amidah. Ananananana Adonai, Ananananana Sfatai Tiftach, Ananananana Ufi Agid Tehilatecha, Ananananana Adonai, Ananananana Sfatai Tiftach, Ananananana Ufi Agid Tehilatecha, Ananananana Adonai, Ananananana Sfatai Tiftach, Ananananana Ufi Agid Tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avoteinu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, v'Elohei Rachel, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Bekonei Hakol, V'Zocher Chastei Avot V'Imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'Neihem, Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Bezrat Sarah. Top of 52. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol Atah Rav Lehoshia, Mechakel Chaim Bechesed, Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Berofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Ba'al Gevurot, Umido Melech, Melech Memit Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah lehachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh u'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yahalucha sela, Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. I invite you all to be seated. We're going to continue celebrating Shabbat. V'shamru is on page 55. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת. לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת. לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני, עשה את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת. לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת. לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. I invite you now to take some time to pray silently. You can use the words on the pages up through 61, the prayers of your heart. You can stand, you can sit, whatever feels good for you, and we'll join back together in a few moments. Imrefi והגיון ליבי לפניך, אדוני צורי, אדוני צורי וגואלי, וגואלי. So, like with many 8-day Jewish holidays, this week we are not reading in the traditional progression of the Torah portions. We are reading the Chol HaMoed Torah portion. Chol HaMoed means middle of the holiday. It really means, Chol means like regular day, and Moed means season. So it's like the days between the first 2 days and the last 2 days are Chol HaMoed, same with Sukkot. And in this Torah portion, we are reminded that Moses was a really reluctant leader. God says, I'll be with you, don't worry. And I'll continue to be with you, right? So we're sort of at the end of Exodus. So all this stuff has already happened. The stuff, by the stuff I mean Passover stuff mostly. Or as Mara explained it on Tuesday evening, the babies have been let free from the Egyptian Pharaoh. We watched the Rugrats Passover a couple weeks in a row, and she was really excited that the Israelites were the babies. If you haven't seen it, it's a very important cultural touchstone for those of us who grew up in the 90s. This in-between time, Moses is trying to really figure out how to do this job, how to be a leader. And I appreciate the fact that every time somebody in the Torah is called to do something big, their first response is often, oh, no, thank you. No, not you, have the wrong guy, which I really relate to. As somebody who does this job in public, sometimes I feel like, oh, you have the wrong guy, actually. But I only say that to say there are a lot of times when I feel like the right guy for the job. But it makes me feel really grateful to know that the people in our ancestors weren't they had flaws. They were not flawless people. And not only that, they also had doubts about whether or not they could achieve something. You know, Moses, we talk about Moses had trouble with his speech in some way. I had a very cute interaction with somebody this week who said, I said, well, you know, we were talking about who led the Jews out of the desert or through the desert, and this child said, well, Miriam and her brother Moses. And I said, yeah, and their other brother Aaron. And she said, I did not know Moses had a brother. And I said, you have been listening to me. I was like, oh yes, this seems like something I would do, is forget to mention Aaron. She's like, well, I knew about Miriam, of course. I was like, yes, of course you did. But it does feel good to know that, at least for me, it gives me some comfort to know that the people who came before us were not 100% all in all the time. Because it feels like an unrealistic expectation and something that we can't expect of ourselves, to feel ready to go when we're being nudged in some kind of direction. And I'm not sure that God is going to appear, at least to me, in a burning bush and say, like, Rabbi Elisha, do a thing. I don't see that for myself. Maybe for you, and please let me know if that happens. I'll be fascinated. But I do think that we get nudges in that way, or maybe you might call them like an intuitive thought or a gut feeling or something that says, like, hey, you're supposed to be doing this. And sometimes we say, okay. And sometimes we say, oh, no. And we run. Or sometimes we say, not now. And my goal for this Passover and for this Omer season, which is the 49 days between the second day of Passover and Shavuot, is to listen to that intuitive nudge a little more. I think it's maybe a little easier to say, oh, definitely not, if there's a bush in front of you that's not being consumed and you know you're hearing God's voice. But it's also, I think, easy to ignore what feels like, oh, maybe that's an idea that I should think about. So I'm going to invite you all to listen to that intuitive thought with me a little more, because that might be the way that God speaks to you, perhaps, if that's how you want to think about it, or the way that your nervous system and your brain are aligned, or perhaps the ways in which you can say yes to getting a call, even if it feels scary. Just something I'm thinking about this year. I invite you to join me if you'd like to do that. And if not, you could say no, and then maybe you'll get called to do it next year, and who knows. So I'm wishing you all a Shabbat of peace. May there be peace for all of us, and may that listening to ourselves, to that intuitive thought, bring us closer to the divinity that already exists within us. Shabbat shalom, everybody. We're going to take a moment now to think about all of the people in our lives and in the world who are in need of healing of body and of mind and of spirit. If you're thinking of somebody, in a second we'll go around the room and hear those names. If you're at home and you want to say the names of those people out loud, I invite you to do that. Misha Berach, our prayer for healing, is on page 67. This evening we are thinking of Barbara Saul, Joel Ben Moshe, Joyce Holbrook, Janice Book, Vicki Berg, Sharon Burns, Tom Rutan, Linda Tashbook, Karen Sage, and Uncle Mike Tutt. If there's somebody you're thinking of this evening whose name you'd like to share with us, I invite you to either rise or raise your hand and share those names with our community.
Carolyn Giordetro, Jerry Krugel, and Joanne Nicholas.
Thank you.
Zoe Marcus, Norm Raymond, Catherine Duncan, Jeff Dejad, Yvonne McKirich, and the family of Sally Coney.
Ina Siegel, Karen Sage. Sally Derringer.
Thank you. The top of 67. Mishe Beirach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishe Beirach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. I'm going to now invite Bruce to share some announcements with you all this evening.
Thank you.
Of course, they're sitting right here.
I'll find it.
Yeah. There you go.
Shabbos, everyone. Summer may be around the corner, but there's still things going on at Shir Table. The membership committee is putting together a cookbook. So please see the Schreier or the CST website for more information. The last day of Family Ed, thank you. The last day of Family Ed, bounce into summer, May 5th, picnic and party. Please see the website to sign up for the potluck. Volunteers are needed. Please contact Sarah at shirtikva.org. Camp Tikva is doing Havdalah on Saturday, May 11 at 6:30 p.m. Camp-style dinner, Havdalah, and Euchre. CST bylaws review May 19 at 10 a.m. in person at CST, or May 22 at 7 p.m. on Zoom. And this is important. The CST annual meeting, save the date, Wednesday, January 19 at 7 p.m. in person or on Zoom if you cannot attend in person. Please register on our website, shirtikva.org. Shirtikva.org. We are looking for people to sponsor ONEGs. If you're interested in sponsoring an ONEG, please contact Tessa Goldberg. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shir Tikva annual meeting, June 19th. Okay. Yeah. Also, just so you know, camp registration is open officially. So come to Camp Havdalah and also come to camp. It's very fun. So we're going to continue with Aleinu, which you'll find on page 74. Aleinu, the words are saying, it is upon us to offer praise, and it is also upon us to do work, to be the light to the nations that we are supposed to be. So I invite you to join me. We are going to rise. We are on page 74. Elkeinu kachem v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam v'anachnu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei malach malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu v'na'amar v'haya Adonai lemalach al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shamo echad. I invite you to be seated. I'm on page 77. The Holy One appears when one thing ends and another thing begins. A baby is born, a child becomes an adult, an old person dies. One enters a room, one leaves a room, one sets out on a journey. Baruch atah bevoecha, ubaruch atah b'tzeitecha. Blessed may you be in your coming out and going in. God is there in the spaces in between, reminding us that we have all along been destined to live forever, ascending through even higher spirals of awareness and chambers of light, allowing us to remember what has gone before. Now, we are able to hang on to the thread that binds one life awareness to the next, returning finally and again, beings of pure light. This week, we pause to remember all of the people who have passed at this time of year in the years past. The art sites this week of Albert Weiss, father of Jan Weiss Dems, James Knapp, father of Pamela Knapp and father-in-law Daniel Zendel, and grandfather of Caleb, Zachary, and Trevor. Lois Eder Weissman, mother of Marcia Liebsen. Rhonda Schleifer, sister of Sheila Henkel. Madeline Fairbank, mother of Stephen West. Jack Jacobson, father of Ruth Beasley. Ann Dems, mother of Gary Dems. Florence Lipton, mother of Leslie Bellinson. And Jacob Seller, father of Amy Singer. If there's anybody else you are remembering this evening whose name you'd like to share with our community, I invite you to do so. They are from April 27th to May 3rd. Okay. Make sure you, thank you. Thanks, Bob. We rise and join together for Kaddish Hatom, the Mourner's Kaddish, on page 78. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divarach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei zechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam ulamei olmaya, yitbarach v'yishabach v'yipa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitzadzar v'yitzaleh v'yitzhalal shmei dekudusha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, ta'amiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya, B'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May the source of peace bring peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved, here and everywhere. To which we say, Amen. Oseh shalom, shalom b'imromav, Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru. Amen. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Amen. Oseh shalom, shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Amen. I invite you to be seated. We're going to conclude with another song, another prayer that the Jerusalem Youth Choir are singing that I invite you to check out. The Olam Chesed Yibaneh, which you'll find in the middle of page 75. Rabbi Menachem Creditor wrote this prayer right after 9/11 as a means to remind us what it is that our responsibility can be in a time of struggle. And to hear this done in Hebrew and in Arabic and in English by young folks who are giving their time and their safety and maybe don't even, their families don't necessarily understand why it is that they're doing what they're doing, right? In the interviews, these young folks are really, some of them are really getting a lot of pushback from their families. Why would you go there? It's not safe. Why would you meet these types of people, whatever? And this is our responsibility at this moment in time, is to build the world from love, even if it starts with something small. So, Olam Chesed Yibaneh, a world of justice, righteousness, and compassion, we will build together. Olam Chesed Yibaneh, yadadai, yadadai, yadadai. Olam Chesed Yibaneh, yadadai, yadadai, yadadai. Olam Chesed Yibaneh, yadadai, yadadai, yadadai. this world from love. Yada-dai-dai-dai, yada-dai-dai. And you will build this world from love. Yada-dai-dai-dai, yada-dai-dai. And if we build this world from love, yada-dai-dai-dai, yada-dai-dai, then God will build this world from love. Yada-dai-dai-dai, yada-dai-dai. Olam chesed yibaneh. Yada-dai-dai-dai, yada-dai-dai. Olam chesed yibaneh. Yada-dai-dai-dai, yada-dai-dai. May we see a peaceful Shabbat, a Shabbat with the end of senseless violence, Shabbat of peace within our homes and in our hearts and in our world, to which we say, Amen, Amen. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you for being here. You'll notice we are not doing a motzi and a kiddush. The crumbs of the matzah really take up a lot of space. We aren't exactly kosher. We want to make sure everybody gets to do what they need to do. So I invite you to have a sweet and delicious oneg situation in your homes. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. This list is. Thank you if you were at home. Thanks for joining us. Hi, Mom and Dad. Welcome. Oh, this is on. What is the deal?